Pam Smart has filed a habeas petition for a hearing that would allow her to present a case for a new trial based on new findings, new scientific findings having to do with the trial transcript that was made of the recordings that were presented at the trial between her and Cecilia Pierce. Now, the jury that convicted her as on all three counts, which were conspiracy to commit murder, witness tampering, and accomplice to first-degree murder, have said that they pinned it primarily on those tape recordings. The prosecution handed them transcripts of the tape recordings. A study was done in which other people were handed, people who could be on juries, were handed transcripts, the same transcripts that the jury got, alternative but reasonable transcripts, and no transcript at all. And then they listened to the same thing that the jury heard. Now, if they got the transcript that the jury heard, that the jury got, they were very likely to hear what the jury heard. But if they got the alternative transcript or no transcript, they were very likely to hear something else. Or at least a lot of times they heard something else. Or at least a lot of times they were unsure about what they heard. Because the transcripts were very fuzzy. They had a lot of static in them. They weren't very well taken. Sometimes people heard, "You killed that guy." Sometimes people heard, "You helped that guy." Quite a big difference. Quite a big difference. Okay. Pam Smart should get a new trial. Because those transcripts basically led the jury. I mean, you could tell the jury to make your own decision based on what you are hearing. But if they're looking at transcripts, they're going to think, they're going to automatically hear what the transcript says. Whereas if they're not looking at the transcripts, they're going to hear what they hear, or they might not hear anything. Or they might be very unsure of what they hear. And given the extraordinary importance of those tape recordings, given the fact that her convictions, which have put her in prison for life with no possibility of parole, were penned on those tape recordings, she should get a new trial. I'm not saying she's innocent. I'm saying there was a very, very basic unfairness there. A very basic unfairness. And again, I don't know that she was innocent, and I have never argued that she was innocent. But for the prosecution to put transcripts in front of the jury when they're hearing things that are fuzzy, staticky, that might say one thing or another, that is going to lead them to hear things that they would not otherwise hear. That is going to lead to an unfair, and it could lead, quite arguably, to an unfair verdict.